Hey guys, so I want to talk about what happened last night on Dynamite and how I feel, that AEW is going to use that, Tony Khan mostly is going to use that as a trajectory to build towards Double or Nothing at the end of May, around Memorial Day weekend and on the Memorial Day holiday. And a lot of people pointed out that Double or Nothing is about a little over 2 months, or exactly 2 months away. So what do you do in between that time frame? Well, obviously, one of the traditions that I know that AEW does in between this time frame is the Blood and Guts match. They do the Blood and Guts match in between Revolution and Double or Nothing. And because they do the Blood and Guts match, I look at the fact that Tony Khan and his team at AEW have an opportunity to really push a lot of these rivalries and feuds, to another level. They have an opportunity to push them to another level, maybe end some of them, if not bring, if not really bring more investment in these feuds and rivalries that maybe they don't have right now. I mean, for example, there's two potential Blood and Guts Wargame matches that I think could happen. One could be the Jericho Appreciation Society that consists of Jericho, Jake Hager, 2.0, and Daniel Garcia taking on a team of pro wrestlers, because Jericho's group pretty much declared themselves sports entertainers. And believe me, when they did that in front of that AEW crowd in San Antonio, it got massive. It didn't get a massive boo, but it got a very, very noticeable boo, and heat, on it, because of the fact that the AEW fans are looked at as pro wrestling fans who despise sports entertainment, or who despise the fact that people refer to pro wrestling as sports entertainment, and they basically despise anyone or anything that associates with themselves with it. So for Jericho to go this route with his group, not only does it allow him to reinvent himself and all that, but also to a point, it makes him and his group kind of like outsiders, if you will, invaders to AEW, because they're sports entertainers, and they're not exactly what AEW was originally built upon, and that's pro wrestling and pro wrestlers. So I could see one of the matches for Blood and Guts happening being between the JAS and a group of pro wrestlers consisting of Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. I know they're teasing that Willer Utah and Lee Moriarty are possibly going to join up with Danielson, Moxley, and Regal, but I don't think Moriarty or Utah are ready for the spot of being in War Games, or in a War Games type match. But Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz are. In fact, Santana and Ortiz, along with Jericho, have been there. So I could see, and I think even Moxley's been there as well, but I could see basically that team of pro wrestlers representing AEW going up against the Jericho Appreciation Society in a Blood and Guts match. I could see that. But I could also see one that probably would be more likely than that. And that would be a very unique take on the Blood and Guts Wargame match. And that is the team of Adam Page, Jurassic Express, and the new women's world champion Thunder Rosa, which, by the way, big shout out to Thunder Rosa, congratulations on winning the title. But I could see them being part of a very unique take of, Blood and Guts, teaming together against the team of Adam Cole, Red Dragon, and Britt Baker. Yeah, think about that. Think about that kind of a Blood and Guts Wargame match. Think about that. I mean, the fact that you have at one time you have all these, people feuding with each other or being rivals to each other for the championships that the baby faces currently hold, all in the ring, all in the double steel side, in the double ring, double ring steel cage, on a special edition of Dynamite, or even as part of a quarterly special that they have with that's part of that agreement that they have with Warner Media. Imagine that at one time you would have Adam Page, Jurassic Express, Thunder Rosa in the ring opposite of Cole, Red Dragon, and Baker. And to me, I think that would probably get people to tune in more than anything, because it is, not only is it a War Games match, under the AEW banner and name of Blood and Guts, and being shown on either a special edition of Dynamite or as part of the quarterly special that they have an agreement with Warner Media to show. But it would get people watching, because for the first time in any War Games interpretation, you would have teams consisting of three men, I should say, and one woman. Not 4 women or 4 men, but 3 men, 1 woman. You basically have a first ever intergender, on a national scale, intergender, War Games match, taking place. And to me, I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea to go with. Now, some have even pointed out that there is another match that could take place soon as well, and that is the Stadium Stampede. And that's also kind of like a War Games like scenario, because it too consists of teams of 2. But who would be in that one? Well, if I was to choose between the 2 potential matchups for Blood and Guts that Tony Khan, can have his pick from, I would definitely say that the Stadium Stampede would probably be the wrestlers against the Jericho Appreciation Society. That's what I believe. But another option too could be the Andrade Family Office, the AFO, against the Hardys, Darby Allin, and Sting. That could be another option too. But it's something to, it's something to, consider if I'm Tony Khan. But more than likely, and heck, he might decide to do 2 Blood and Guts matches in one night if it's part of the quarterly special. Who knows? But if I'm him, the more likely matchups that I would go with, for Blood and Guts, would be Cole, Red Dragon, Baker versus Rosa, Page, and Jurassic Express. Well, for the Stadium Stampede, I would go with the Jericho Appreciation Society against the wrestling team of Moxley, Danielson, Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. That would be my choosing. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below which matchups do you think is more intriguing on either end of the spectrum. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. Super chats are appreciated. And